Hey guys, this is chapter 17, Elements and Their Properties. It's all about the periodic table that we've been learning about. And so this video is about just a summary of electron configuration. So that's like the street address for that particular element. And so remember, we are trying to predict where electrons are going to be present, and those are in atomic orbitals, and that is a region of space in which there's a high probability of finding an electron. So these orbitals have different shapes, and there's the s orbital, the p orbital, the d orbital, and the f orbital. So you can see that there's different shapes. And so the probability of finding an electron is depending on what shape and what element. So here's the arrangement on the periodic table. So you have in the alkaline and alkali earth metals, so the first two columns is the s orbital, including helium over on the right hand side. Then you have the p orbital, which is over on the right hand side there, and then the D and F. We're not going to be concerned about the D and F orbitals. That will be for later chemistry. But the maximum number of electrons that can fit in an s orbital are 2. And then in a p orbital, the maximum number is 6 electrons. And so here are some examples that we're going to go through. So remember that on the periodic table, the first, let me get my marker here, the first energy level is 1, then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So those are the energy levels for each of the periods in the periodic table. So if we look at sulfur, sulfur is right here. And so we have to start at hydrogen. So we have to start at the first element and the first energy level. So this is going to be 1s, 2. We have to deliver our electrons to each house. So each block is a house. So we have delivered 2 electrons in the first street, and so we are over by helium. And then we move back to the beginning of the second energy level, and we go to beryllium, which is 2s2. And then we are moving on over to the p orbital, staying in the second energy level, and 2p6. So that takes us to neon. And then we go back over to sodium, which is in the third energy level. So it'd be 3s2. So that takes us to magnesium. And then we start counting. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4. 3p4. So that is the street address for sulfur. 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p4. The electron configuration for sulfur. All right, so we'll try one more here. Alright, so we start at the beginning. Alright, so we're going to go to magnesium. And so we always start at hydrogen. We deliver our 2 electrons. That gets us to helium. And then we're back in the second energy level. That takes us to beryllium, 2s2. And then we're moving into the p orbital, 2p6. That takes us to neon. So we're right over here now. And we're going to magnesium. We're now into the 3 energy level. And oops, that should be 3s2. Alright, so that is the street address for magnesium. 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2. Alright, let's pick here. Alright, so I'm going to have you do in your science notebook. So in your notebook, I want you to do 3 street addresses. And I want you to do aluminum, Al. And then I want you to do fluorine. And I want you to do beryllium. So in your science notebook, do those 3. And then raise your hand. And I will be over. All right, you're going to do awesome. Keep it up. Great job.